But then water is transparent too. We have to talk about something much more fundamental, which is ethics and integrity. Have we contributed to the environment within which we work, that is business? Have we contributed to business's acceptance in society? Or is profit still a dirty word? So I would like to challenge you to think and realize that the role of an accountant, a qualified professional, is not just to maintain the books, it's not just to report results, it's not just to have systems of control, it's not just to turn around and put in business processes, it is not just to turn around and report the information in time and in a manner that's prescribed. It's not just to be part of a decision-making process. It is not just to ensure transparency and good governance. It is beyond that. And that is demanding, insisting, living by, in every sense of the word, every nerve and sinew in your mind, with all the passion that you can muster, is demand that your business should perform within the framework of ethics and integrity. I would say, I would challenge this august institution to consider that in its deliberations and to realize that that is one of the most important facts, one of the most important requirements of a CFO within an organization. You know, the reputation of a CFO, directly impacts the reputation of an organization. And you cannot tell me that value is only in a market cap. That these wonderful qualities of being human is reduced to a number, a quantity. No, the value of a human being and the organization that a human establishes, it is in reputation, in the benefits that that institution gives to society, in the contributions it gives to one and all. It is the practice of an attitude of abundance, in which you turn around and say, I want to practice my profession in such a manner that through the organization with which I work, I am able to make a contribution to society. And what is that contribution? It's that when we as educated people set standards, we encourage the young, the future generation, to emulate us. And if that is not a contribution we're going to make, then what have you done at the end of the day? My uncle always used to say, the work always stays young. It's we who grow old carrying it. So we've got to realize we're going to leave a legacy. When you retire, you have to leave a legacy. What is the legacy you're going to leave? That legacy is going to be one in which it was self-oriented, that you made your pile, your money, and everything's all well with the world? Or is it the fact that you've really gone out of your way to try to develop the young so they in turn would develop their young, and so on? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most profound inaction that I see in our country today. All of us are responsible, collectively. Yes, you can turn around and say, but what can we do? It depends on the owners of the business. If they insist on doing that, what can I do? That's what separates the men from the boys. When that challenge comes, when the owner turns around and says, I want to do this, which is patently wrong, you compromise and say, okay, if that's what he wants, I do it. Say, no, I will not do it. Yes, you take risks. You take the risks of losing your jobs, but you've got one of the best qualifications in the world. Why are you scared of that? Stand up and say, no, this is not the way the business is done. We have broader responsibilities to society, to government, to all the stakeholders. Let's have the courage to put down what's there. We must stand up for what we believe. And if we do not stand up, then it is belief with inaction. Belief has to be with action. It is my privilege to tell you, to report back to you, that in our organizations, in every organization that I serve, and I'm not talking about those organizations which are purely commercial, you might say Engro or the Dawood Group. I'm talking about the Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund. I'm talking about the Karachi School for Business and Leadership, which is a new business school we're establishing in Karachi in strategic collaboration agreement with Cambridge University. In every single organization, by the grace of God, every organization runs on integrity and ethics, on values that matter. It's very clear. You don't have that. You don't belong here. Sorry, that's the way it is. Don't tell us that you want results because you went and cut some corners or you violated ethics and integrity. We're not interested. We will put this requirement at a higher pedestal, at a higher priority than profits, than the bottom line. Because we have a long-term view. We don't have a short-term view. We realize our larger responsibilities, and we will not compromise. If all of us did that, what do you think would be the impact on business? What do you think would be the impact on society? I assure you, gentlemen, all of us sit there and discuss the situation today, say, what desperate situation we have today. What can we do as individuals? But you can do this. In your own society, in your own organizations, in the environment within which you work, with your friends, with all your neighbors, with everyone. You insist on probity. You insist on what is right. And I assure you that this is commercially divine. And let me tell you why. All of us, when we work in organizations, we work as a team member. There are many others there. And we realize that through our organization we're able to give a much larger contribution than we would be able to give if we were alone. So teamwork is critical. Now, I'm going to give you two scenarios to compare and contrast. In one scenario, you have a team in which everybody there believes in values and believes that telling the truth is the way to go forward. And have the courage to put that in action. And the other one is, well, we make some compromises. थोड़ा झूठ बोल दिया कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, चलता है. कौन झूठ नहीं बोलता है? Now let's compare and contrast the two. In the first team, when your colleague says that this is the situation, how much energy, creative energy do you spend in evaluating what he said? Virtually nil. You take him at face value, or her, take it at face value, and you perform on that. Compared to the second scenario, when that person gives you a certain input, you turn and say, yeah, what's his angle? What is he up to? I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. Should I rely on what he's saying?